Happy Christmas Eve, everybody, and welcome back. Lars here, and to get things started off right, we have a Lanturn. Couldn't ask for anything better. They go ahead, they switch to Frostlass, as always. With Frostlass, go ahead, eat that shield cost, and kill it with your fast. And there it goes. So they're going to go ahead and wait down that clock just a little bit. We, on the other hand, as soon as their Altaria comes out, throw that Sludge Bomb, and then we're going to say goodbye to Victory Bell. There it is. Here comes our friend Ninetales, Alolan Ninetales. Charge move here, don't worry about it. It's not going to do anything to us. They quickly switch back to their Lanturn. We're going to throw this Dazzling Gleam to relieve them of one of their shields and bring in Lanturn. Now, in a little bit, you're going to see why it's important to understand baiting. There's a Thunderbolt there. We're going to use a Thunderbolt of our own. They go ahead and they use a shield here. There it is. Now, with this attack, I knew it was going to be a bait because they want to relieve me of my last shield. And so they use a Surf, but we're not falling for it. We're not buying it. We knew it was going to be a bait. So we're going to go ahead and return a Thunderbolt there. And then at this point, not too much they can do. They can try some quick switching here. We're going to go ahead and we're going to shield that one. And then they're immediately going to quick switch to Altaria. We kind of got caught with that, but it's no big deal because we're going to go ahead and throw one final Weather Ball to call it good. Game over. All right, so for this one, we end up losing it. It's one of the few times that you will actually see a Trevenant. Super rare. Galvantula, they go ahead, they use a lunge, a really common move. I used to do this all the time back in Open Ultra Premier. Throw the lunge, then throw the discharge. There it is. We're going to go ahead and then here comes a discharge. We're going to shield this one and then we're going to throw a Weather Ball to take that Galvantula out, which of course means that we're going to have to go up against a mirror match, but albeit with Charm. Throw that Weather Ball right before we die. Here comes Lanturn. Now, as I mentioned before, they do have a Trevenant in the back, so that kind of threw a wrench in my plans, and it happens. Sometimes you'll just get a Pokemon that you just wish that you had left the other one alive for, but hey, it happens. Here comes a Surf. There it is, and then we're going to go ahead and let our Lanturn die here, and then my thought was to put Victory Bell against, obviously, whatever their last Pokemon was, but we can't really do it. Good effort. The good news and I guess main takeaway from this is that even though we did lose, it is an opportunity to learn. And what we learned is that, at least throughout the season and throughout this Holiday Cup, is that there's not a whole lot of Trevenant hanging out. So another Ninetales, they're going to go ahead using Charm, trying to use their fast move to kill us. We say, no way. We go ahead, we shield here as we're building up energy. Perfect. They go ahead and switch to Vigoroth. Throw that Leaf Tornado. We want to make sure that that Vigoroth is having a bad day. So let Victory Bell die here. I didn't want to waste my switch out, my timer. We're going to go ahead and throw Lanturn in. Now, since they did get the attack break, if they try Bulldoze, well, they can't really use Bulldoze as a bait because it's just not going to work. It's going to be super effective, quote unquote, as you can see, but it's not going to do enough damage to really threaten us. This is going to be a Body Slam. No need to use our last shield here. There it goes. And now we have a ton of energy and an Obstagoon to spend it on. There it goes. And now another Surf. Just keep on throwing that Surf. They use their last shield. Here comes Alolan Ninetales. Going to charge up that Dazzling Gleam. Saw that one coming from a mile away. So we go ahead. We don't fall for it. We use one of our Weather Balls just to kill our mirror image. Night Slash could have been Night Slash, could have been Cross Chop, wouldn't have killed us. We're good. Game over. That was definitely a close one, definitely fun. Glad it worked out for us at the end and we didn't get caught. Always be aware of those scenarios in which they have everything to gain from you switching or from being caught. So they switch to Galvantula, but we're going to go ahead and bring in a Alolan Ninetales. We make this switch a little bit faster than we did in the other battle with Galvantula. And man, just seeing a cast form, a regular old cast form, is super rare. As you guys probably know, you're not going to see it like ever. This is the first time I've seen it, and will probably be the last, just because I can't remember seeing a normal type. I've seen others, but not normal. So here comes that cast form. Go ahead, throw that Dazzling Gleam. It's going to do a good chunk of damage against it. Perfect. At this point, go ahead and say goodbye to our Ninetales. Done a great job. There's that Weather Ball. And here comes Victory Bell. Now we're going to go ahead and let this attack hit us. There it is. It's going to do some damage, but not a whole lot. Game over. Time for battle number 4 against an Obstagoon. Now, of the quote-unquote normal fighters between Obstagoon and Vigoroth, you will usually see a Vigoroth lead. It's pretty rare nowadays to see an Obstagoon lead, but it does happen. So glad it did, and glad I was able to record it. Here comes a Leaf Tornado. They go ahead, let their Obstagoon die. Frostlass comes out, slaps me a few times, and then here comes a Lanturn. They're going to go ahead and switch to Ninetales. With Ninetales, our primary objective, besides winning, is to relieve it of its shields. We need to get rid of those shields quick. So Thunderbolt, Thunderbolt, Thunderbolt. We're not going to be worried about baiting here. We just need to get rid of those shields. There's a second one. This person is not messing around. We should have baited, should have saved that energy. But hey, it happens. Totally okay. Here comes a Weather Ball. As you all know, with Charm, it is a great, powerful, fast move, but it charges super slow, and their Ninetales is done. So we have 2 shields left. Gonna go ahead. They cannot get 3 charge moves off before we get that Dazzling Gleam. It's just impossible. There's the second shield, and then we're just gonna do one more hit and Dazzling Gleam, and that is that. Game over. And now it's time for a little bit of Whimsicott action. And yeah, at the start, we're gonna be not very effective to each other. We don't do very much damage. It's using Charm. We're, of course, using our Razor Leaf. Go ahead, throw that Leaf Tornado, just as a little bit of insurance. They opt to shield, which is great news. Get the attack break, but it doesn't matter. Most important thing, though, was that they used the shield. They are absolutely really into wasting their shields really quickly. Say, we don't even need these. We got a big old flying machine. Here comes Whimsicott. Kills our poor Ninetales with Charm. So here comes Victory Bell, and man, it's going to go ahead, it's going to lay into Victory Bell. It's not very effective, but for some reason they quit. I'm guessing they had another flyer in the back. Great win for us. Time for another Lanturn lead, which means they're going to quickly switch to Frostlass. Don't even worry about it. Kill Frostlass with your fast as always. Eat that shield cost and just keep plugging away, plugging away, plugging away. Frostlass is down, and they're going to wait out the clock a little bit, but who do they have on the other side? Well, a Lowland Ninetales. Throw this Sludge Bomb, hope for the nuke, and our prayers have been answered. It is down, and game over. We win. And what do we have here? Another Lanturn, no problem. They're going to switch to Obstagoon, keep plugging away at it. Nothing really changes. We are going to shield here. If they switch to Obstagoon, I shield. If they lead with it, I typically don't shield the first one. But either way, use that Leaf Tornado and then immediately switch to Ninetales. This trick works with Vigoroth as well. It will catch them. This is just for if you're not counting, you can at least know that much and when to switch. So getting that Leaf Tornado off immediately after, always switch to catch that attack. Here comes a Cross Chop. Not going to do that much damage though. And here comes a Lanturn. So it is back. Use that Dazzling Gleam. There it is. They take the damage, which is great news for us. They're going to go ahead. They're going to get a Surf off. Does quite a bit of damage. We don't get that Dazzling Gleam off. We could have, but we don't. They quick switch to Cough Egregious. No problem. This is great news for us. We're going to say goodbye to our old pal Victory Bell. Absorb that Psychic. Here comes the Lanturn. And our main goal now is just to finish off this old Cough Egregious. There it is. They're going to get a Shadow Ball off. And we're going to say, you know what? Totally cool. Not even a Shadow Ball. It was a Psychic. Excuse me. So here comes the Lanturn. Going to shield this attack. Just going to be a Surf, but we are going to get this Thunderbolt off before they can do much else about it. And that is game. And now it's time for the next one. And man, this day, it was kind of not as good to me as the previous days. I mean, I still finished, I think I was plus 80 something, but the big thing was that 5-0 at the end, which was absolutely huge. Here comes the next battle. To start things off, we have Ampharos. So they are going to immediately switch to their friend Vigoroth. We are just going to do the same thing we always do with Vigoroth. Use this shield. There's that body slam. And then immediately throw this Leaf Tornado. Just like with Obstagoon, switch to Ninetales, and then they're going to go ahead and use their charge move, and we catch it. There's that body slam, no problem. Vigoroth still punching away. Same thing, it's not going to kill us, just absorb that damage. There it is. And then here comes their Ampharos. Use that fairy ring, and they go ahead and let it hit them. Great news for us because we take it out. Here comes Obstagoon. What we're going to do here is a little bit, if I wanted to play it safe, I would just switch to Lanturn and use that last shield for Lanturn. But hey, here comes the Leaf Tornado. There it is. We even get the attack break. It is over. All right, and that was a great battle. Well done to my opponent. It was a close one, but hey, we did it. And this meta, there seems to be a little bit of a change today, or at least yesterday. A lot of fire types, and great segue leading in, Charizard to lead. So we're going to go ahead. I opt to switch to Ninetales just because, you know, I want to save that Lanturn. I got to save it. They shield, which is great news for us. As I mentioned before, I end up losing this one. Had I not shielded, you know, one extra time, had I done this or that a little bit differently, it would have ended. So it was kind of kicking myself, but I have to remember it was a bad lead for us. In the end, we almost won. And yeah, that's that. Double, go ahead, let it do its thing. Let Double hit us and get one last charge move off before we say goodnight to Ninetales. There it is. And like right here, I'm going to throw in Victory Bell. I honestly didn't think it had payback. I thought it had like Wild Charge instead. But, you know, it happens. They wait the clock down just a little bit. I bring in Lanturn, and Lanturn is going to absorb 2 Dragon Claws. No problem. There's number 2. And then they're immediately going to switch to Obstagoon. I'm going to throw this Surf right here. There it goes. And then I'm going to throw 1 Thunderbolt. My problem was not shielding here. I don't know what I was thinking. I should have absolutely shielded this move, because then I would have been able to get this Surf off. But in reality, we just didn't have enough HP. It was too hard. So, game over. We did good though. We did good. And here we have another Alolan Ninetales lead, and it's going to know Charm, thankfully, and they're going to stick with it. They aren't going to switch. As always, as we mentioned before, shield it, kill them with your fast unless they switch out. There it is. Nope, they're leaving Ninetales in. And here comes a Sableye. Go ahead and use this Leaf Tornado. They're going to shield it, and we do get the attack break, which is great news for us. Thinking a little bit, pondering. Here comes Lanturn. Lanturn versus Lanturn. This is great news. We're going to go ahead and throw this Thunderbolt. They're not going to shield. And they're going to return the favor here and throw a Thunderbolt of their own. There it is. And then we're going to throw a Thunderbolt. Kind of back and forth right here. They do shield as expected. I almost threw that Surf, but I thought, you know what? What if they don't shield? I would absolutely be kicking myself. So here comes another charge move. Going to be a Surf. No way it can be Thunderbolt. We're going to go ahead. We're going to shield this one. There it is. We're going to throw this Weather Ball just to take care of Sableye. There it is. And now it's just a matter of getting off 1 Weather Ball and a few boops to call it a game. There it is. And game over. And it's time for another Lanturn. It's like the ocean has just spilled out into our living room today. They quick switch immediately to Frostlass. We are leaving Victory Bell in. We are doing our thing, and we are shielding when prompted. Shield that one and then immediately kill that Frostlass. There it is. Now they're going to bring out Wigglytuff, which is a rare Pokemon to see. I've seen a few, but it is on the rare side, just because there are other options like Alolan Ninetales, for example. But you know what? If it works, go for it. So Wigglytuff there, we're going to charge up this Dazzling Gleam. We're going to throw it. Lucky for us, they opt not to use their last shield. There it is. They quick switch to a Lanturn of their own. So what we're going to do here is we're just going to let them waste their energy. Use a Surf, quick switch immediately to our Lanturn of our own, and we're just going to throw this Thunderbolt as soon as we can. Thunderbolt after Thunderbolt after Thunderbolt. There it is. Throw one of our own. And they shield. A lot of people I've noticed that have Lanturn when it's a mirror match, they love to shield the very first Thunderbolt. Just seems to be a common occurrence. It might just be all in my head. You never know. They throw a Surf here. They try to fake us out, but we're not biting. We throw a Surf of our own, but they quick switch. Say goodbye to Wigglytuff. And then we shield here, but it's just too little too late. There it is. We try to get another Surf off, but we can't. They use up all their charge energy. But wait, what do we have in the back? Oh, hey, it's Alolan Ninetales. And that is game. And man, that was a close battle. And I love watching him, love making commentary for him. Not so much doing it. My hands get too sweaty. But hey, let's talk about this now. We have a Vigoroth. So as always, use that shield, pop it on up. Here's the Body Slam. Return it with a Leaf Tornado. And remember, we're going to want to catch it. So as soon as we're done, switch to Ninetales and catch that attack. Unfortunately, we don't get the attack break, so this Body Slam is going to do some damage to us, but it's no problem. Throw this Weather Ball. They're not going to shield here, and they're going to use a charged move before we can get another one off. And hey, that's great news. Go ahead, use that charged energy. Here comes Lanturn. Keep plugging away. Use this Surf to rid the skies of that Talonflame. And that is that. They go ahead. They wait down just a little bit, making their next move, waiting the clock down. Here comes Vigoroth. So we know they have something in the back that either Victory Bell or Lanturn can beat because they are really, really, really all about using that shield. So we're going to go ahead and be really, 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 really about using the shield of our own. They get a Body Slam off here. There it is. And here comes a Alolan Ninetales. There it is. Quick switch to Victory Bell and just keep plugging away. They actually have Powder Snow on there, so that's not good for us. But in the end, we're able to get this Surf off right before they can get their Weather Ball off. And hey, it's over. That's it. And what do we have here? It's another Ninetales. It's a Charmer Ninetales. And as I mentioned before, they are on the rise in Holiday Cup. Tons and tons of Charmer Ninetales. As always, what we do, shield this bad boy and then go ahead and finish it off with your fast move. There it is. Here comes Greedent. Use that Leaf Tornado. This person wasted no time in throwing in Greedent. Even at 2x speed, just know that it was super quick. Their attack does get broken, which is great news for us. Here comes the Body Slam. Immediately, as soon as we can, throw in that Ninetales and start plugging away. Here comes another Body Slam. No problem with that attack break. It is huge. It makes all the difference. This is why I need and I love a Leaf Tornado. I'm noticing not a whole lot of changing going on their end, which leads me to believe they might have like a flyer in the back. So I do want to protect that Ninetales just in case. And here comes a Lanturn. So it was a little surprised. I wasn't expecting it. But you know what? No problem. We're going to throw in Lanturn of our own. They're going to use a Thunderbolt here. No problem. We're going to use a Thunderbolt of our own. We're going to use a Surf of our own to catch them, and then we're going to use a Thunderbolt. And here it is. Well, as soon as they get theirs off. And throw that Thunderbolt. Make quick work of our fellow Lanturn kind. And here comes a Greedent. That's it. Game over.